department got fired.
Us, like
Yeah, the entire team got fired. Now, this was the place I was working at that inspired the 95 content. I'm going to say something that may be very uncomfortable for some persons to hear. Do not let money affect the quality of work that you deliver. Let your person be the driving force for what determines your quality of work. Because at the end of the day, right, when they ask who did this work, they're not going to say, oh, is that 50,000 there?
Yeah, of course.
It is your name that will be mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? Truly, a good name is better than riches because the good name is going to get you into doors.
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
And if you are somebody that is known to reduce quality because of money, you will not really have a good reputation. And in this work ecosystem, referral is king.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Many of the jobs that you desire, you will not see them on paper. I'm not a fan of generating new ideas when we've not established the one that already works. A very important conversation to also have is that what does the business want to achieve? That thing should not just be an interview question when they say that, oh, do you have any question for us? And you're like, okay, what do you want to achieve as a business? It should be something that you genuinely want to know. I think I learned this from Stephen King. He said that if you want to be a writer, ensure that you write every day. So in order to show up every day, I needed to write every day. You know what I think about tech founders? They'll be like, my life is going smoothly. I have a good job. My bills are paid. I have a roof over my head. Nobody's really stressing me.
I need chaos.
I need chaos in my life.
But they would say you're trying to solve a problem.
But you first see problem.
Some people may think that you actually do not have a 9 to 5. Maybe you're just doing this from your past experiences. Like you don't actively experience the things that they are going through right now.
So I'm going to take you back a bit.
you're the president of the 9 to 5 ecosystem. You're a content strategist, a creative storyteller, and a brilliant brand collaborator. And since today we're talking about workplace productivity, especially in 2026, where more and more people want to learn how to be more productive in their work environments. And we've been seeing a lot of this from the content you create, which many people find relatable. How's the journey been for you?
Okay, great. Thank you. You know, that president of the 9 to 5 thing is what they call me on the street. All right. And interestingly, because it started as a joke in the comment section.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, you know, of course, because of the kind of content I create, and people just be like, oh, Presido. And I'm like, okay, great. That's a nice ring to it. Let's put it up in the bio. Right. But like you said, there are other things to me that, aside from being a content creator, brand strategist, content strategist, which of course, that's what I do for work. I work in marketing, by the way. And yeah, the journey, putting all these things together, you know, is interesting because nobody start out to say, I want to do all these things at once. Mm-hmm. It's usually one thing leads to another thing, and then it leads to another thing. And before you know it, you realize, oh my God, I think I'm doing about 5 to 7 things all together. So yeah, so I would say that I'm grateful for the one thing that started these many things. So the journey has been pretty fun, to be honest. Pretty fun, yeah.
Okay, you said one thing. What's that one thing, first of all?
So it started from when I was in creche.
Creche, really? I mean, do you have memories of what life was like when you were in creche?
I didn't even know where I was in creche.
Really?
Right. So, but you know that our life is an accumulation of the different corridors that have passed through in life, right? So I really cannot point to, what was the thing that actually started this? But there are major events in our lives that we could point to and say that, okay, I think that it started from here. I would say that when I was in university, I dabbled into spoken word artistry. So I used to write poems.
Wow.
Yes, I used to write poems. In fact, my Instagram page at the time was dedicated to writing poems. Yes, I was writing poems. And from there, I realized that, okay, I think that I could actually voice these poems. I could, then I stumbled upon Sully Bricks, Nego True, Shane Koigzan. My God, I love Shane Koigzan so much, right? Harry Baker, and all those guys. I said, okay, you know what? I think that I can actually do this. Then I started doing spoken words. So I was a spoken word artist as a student in school. And I was invited a lot around in school to different events. I did spoken words at TEDx Ibarra at the time. Oh. Yes, one of the highlights of my life, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, was that the first time on the main stage?
No, on a stage like that.
Oh, okay. Because TEDx is quite a big stage. Yeah.
I've been on, in terms of population, bigger stages to do spoken words.
Yeah.
But, of course, the kind of reputation that TEDx has.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it was really elating for me. So that led me into deciding that I think that I also would have more things to say that are not so curated in a spoken words format,
Okay.
right? For spoken words, I had to write the script, memorize the scripts, memorize it to a fault, right? But there are other things that I would like to talk about that would not necessarily have rhymes, and puns to it and word plays. So I said, okay, I would like to be a content creator also to do talking head videos. And I had people also inspire that in me. Then, but in the university, I didn't have the means to actually achieve that. I even painted my room white.
Okay.
To tell you how serious I was, right?
In school?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In school, I had a roommate. I appealed to him, let us paint our room white. Just so that we have a good background for lighting. But that was the only thing we could afford, to paint the room white. I could not afford any gears. All right.
Wow.
So, but fast forward, graduated from school. 2021, I was already working and I could afford the gear that I want, which was a phone. So I got the phone. Then a friend of mine, Samuel Coyote, popularly known as Sam Wonders. Sam Wonders.
Sam Wonders.
Yes, his name is Samuel Coyote.
Okay.
But he's popularly referred to as Sam Wonders.
Okay.
So Samuel bought me a ring light and a tripod.
Wow.
Yes, that Dafe, go create content. You can actually do this thing.
Wow. Shout out to Samuel.
Yeah, big shout out to Samuel.
I think everyone needs a Samuel in there.
Honestly.
Wow.
Because I used to post, I post stuff randomly on my stories, and it was like, I think that you should post this thing on your feed. On your feed. I'm like, I don't have. I'm actually waiting to get a ring light and a tripod. And I asked, how much is it? I think it was about 55,000 or 30 something thousand. I can't
In
remember.
2021.
Really ridiculous amount of money at the time. Not ridiculous, but I mean, in terms of compared to what it is right now, you could say that it was ridiculous. And he sent me the money. And the next day I was in Lagos because I was in Abeokuta at the time.
Okay.
I was in Lagos, went to Computer Village, bought it. And the next day I started creating content. Right. So you see the one thing that led to another thing, from spoken words to talking head videos. And now we are here.
So if we want to track your journey, we would say you've been doing this for over a decade.
Yes, I would say that. Even, over a decade.
And your limelight was when?
2025, I guess.
2025.
Yeah.
That's just last year.
Yeah, 2025.
So it took you like, let's just say, it took you like 8 years.
I wish I was serious and consistent because I wasn't. I stopped creating content in 2022. Now, in fact, that 2022 is me giving myself grace, right? I stopped creating content, I would say, in 2021. In 2022, I put out, 3 content in 2022. So I stopped, right? And I took a long break. It was not a break. I ran away.
Why?
Yeah. Why?
So when you leave something for a while, you begin to you can give yourself excuses. Oh, I was busy. Oh, there's work. But by the time it begins to get long, it's no longer an excuse now. It's now your life. So you can no longer say it is work anymore because that's your reality. It's just like getting late or arriving late to an event in Lagos and you're like, oh, it's traffic. No, that's our reality.
Yeah.
You plan traffic.
Lifestyle.
You plan the traffic with your commute time. Do you get it? So people can understand with you and say that, oh, the reason why I'm not creating content is because of work. And for 1 week, I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to adjust. 1 month, people are still trying to, bear with you. But bruv,
6 months.
after 30 days, man, is no longer an excuse. That is your reality now. You need to plan your life around it. So, and that was what I did not realize. Or I was too quick to accept my reality and be like, you know what, let me just put this content in aside and focus on my work. And my job was actually really demanding at the time. This is me giving myself excuses again.
Yeah. I mean, at the time you said.
Yeah, so I left it for so long and it was difficult to come back. And there is this thing inside of every one of us that when you leave something for so long, when you want to come back, you're looking for a banger. You want to come back with a bang.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I know you guys have missed me. Actually, we didn't even know that you're gone.
Yeah. It can be like that, honestly. People move on quickly.
Yes, exactly. So at first, people would text you and be like, oh my God, I've not seen your content for a while. Where have you been? At some point, they just forget about you, right? Not because they are bad or evil people. It's just because they've accepted that this guy is not coming back anymore.
Yeah, we've had enough.
Do you understand? So, but I then came back in 2025, and this time I came back with a plan, and I came back with one word: if it's not doing well, it means I'm going to have to do another one. You know, I have a mantra for myself and say that, or how do I respond to a bad content? Maybe a content that is not doing so well. Shoot another one.
That sounds simple, but it's not so simple.
Yeah. Oh, the content didn't do great the last time. Let's shoot another one.
Just now you mentioned that, okay, your response to a content didn't perform well, you were just going to shoot another. So now, do you like plan content for every day? Like you post every day, or do you just say, okay, let me just do it weekly? Like when you started,
Oh, yeah.
that's 2025.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was your strategy for it?
So my strategy was just to show up.
Every day.
Yeah, every day, just to show up. Well, not every day. Show up consistently. So my definition of consistency was 3 times weekly. So just to show up. That was my idea. But in order to show up, I knew that because I work in marketing, and how I started my career in marketing was I was a social media manager. I was also a content planner, right? So which means that I have to create content calendar for the month. So how do we show up is by having a content calendar, so that on Wednesday, I know that I already know what I'm going to post. Friday, I know so I'm not scrambling for posts.
Yeah.
So that helped me in my journey as a content creator, right? So while I say that my strategy is just to show up, I knew that there need to be a back end to ensure that I show up. So I knew that I needed to write every day. So I try as much as possible to write every day. I think I learned this from Stephen King, or I'm not sure if it was Stephen King, but a major player in novel writing. He said that if you want to be a writer, ensure that you write every day. It doesn't have to be long. You can spend 30 minutes, or it could be 5 lines, 10 lines. Ensure that you're writing every day. And that was one of the things that has helped me. So in order to show up every day, I needed to write every day. So that the day that I need to shoot content, I just go to the things I've written and I'm like, okay, great, this is a good idea. I can build on this, right? So my strategy was just simple, to show up every day. But now, I plan the content because, you know, you get busy as the journey continues, right? So you really cannot... I don't have that luxury of, oh, I want to post today, let me go shoot today. I want to post today, let me go shoot today. I don't have that luxury anymore. So I have shoot this, and I have a repertoire of scripts already. And then I just go to the shoot location, and then we shoot 5 content or 7 content. And we have content for the next week or next 2 weeks. Yeah.
So now your go-to is batch creation, as opposed to then that it was content calendars and all.
Exactly.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So I think even our viewers can pick that. That is, consistency is great. Wanting to show up is great. But then if you're going to decide that, okay, you want to give quality in whatever work environment you find yourself, you might have to plan strategic things to help to ensure that you show up.
Exactly.
Actually. Yeah. So I'm going to take us aside a bit. Also in your bio, it was you mentioned that you're an MC, you're an event host, alongside, you know, the brand collaboration and every other thing you do. How do you tie these things together to be at your maximum productivity level for each of those different things?
That's a very good question. Thank you very much for that. You know, I said something earlier. I said that nobody started out by saying that I want to do 20 things together.
Yeah.
Right? You start out by doing one thing and then it leads to another. And interestingly, when you start out doing something, what it does in you is that it helps you to build capacity for the next thing you're going to do. Let me take it back. It builds capacity for what you're currently doing and the next thing you're going to do. So when it's time to move into the next thing, you've already built capacity to move freely and easily into the next thing you want to do, right? So I would say that it is by just, you know, being good at everything that I find myself doing. So it helps me to build capacity to do the other things. So I would say that it's pretty interesting and pretty fun to be useful in different areas.
Yeah.
Right? To be an MC and be good, fun. To be a content creator and be good at it, fun. To be a content strategist or a brand strategist and be good at it, fun too. So yeah, I think it just boils down to building capacity, and then you find that it's easy to do these things.
Okay, let's go back to the fact that you're called or known as the president of 9 to 5 ecosystem. So talking about that now, some people may think, or should I say some people think, that you actually don't have a 9 to 5. Maybe you're just doing this from your past experiences. Like you don't actively like experience the things that they are going through right now. It's just like from the past
Where did I get it
experiences
from?
that you've had.
I got it from ChatGPT.
Or maybe it's just
Oh,
content.
yeah.
You're just telling us stories, you know?
So I'm going to take you back a bit. And the second video I made in 2025, which was a video about KPI, right?
Yeah.
And that content was born out of my experience
Oh, wow.
where I was working at the time. Now, the experience was not directly tailored towards me. It was the things that I saw the sales guys go through at the office, right?
Okay.
And then we're having a conversation. I'd written down a few stuff. Like I said, I write every day. So I'd written down this idea. I'd penned it down. And I just wrote it down somewhere in my notebook. And we're having a conversation in the office. In fact, the head of the brand managers was in our own office because we work in digital marketing. They are brand managers. So the team lead, right, which of course doubles as the business developer, he was in our office and I started making these jokes. Now, I make these jokes to test out my content ideas. Yes. So if I want to test out a content idea, I won't come to you and be like, Clement, could you listen to this content idea? No. I would just test it out in a normal conversation. If I get a reaction out of you, whether you laugh or you cry, I don't expect that you cry, by the way.
That was terrible.
Right? If I get a reaction from you, say that you laugh, I know that, okay, great, it's a good idea. Let me stay here. So I was testing the ideas out. And I said that, are you sure that they gave you target or they want to use you for sacrifice?
Okay.
And the guy busted out laughing. He was laughing. She was laughing. I said it now and again. I said that, are you sure they gave you target or you are the target? Oh my God. He was just laughing. I said, okay, great. This is a good idea. Let me go flesh it out. And I told him right there and then, I said, I'm going to turn this into a content. It was like, I cannot wait to see it. So I say that to say that some of the things that go ahead to become content are things that I've experienced, either directly or indirectly, right? And sometimes experiences from my friends or just general observation from the things that you see on the internet, right? And of course, I have a pretty imaginative mind, so I just sit down and imagine scenarios. Okay, what if this happens and this happens? I know comedy is exaggeration, so
Yeah.
you need to put in a little bit of exaggeration while you do comedy.
And that's almost like the entire media. I think things are like exaggerated on the media.
Oh, wow.
these days.
You have to say that.
I think that's like it.
So you're doing a 9 to 5 now?
What do you think?
I mean, we want to know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Yes, I am.
Wow, okay.
I'm doing a 9 to 5 as a
Okay.
content
Don't worry,
creator.
we won't ask you where you work. We're just curious, like, the viewers at home thinking, okay, this guy, we have cases where someone makes content trying to, come off as a lawyer. And I'm not trying to mention anybody, please, because we have many lawyer content creators in the industry right now.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a field, or they try to, act like, and that's not a field. Not like they don't make good content doing that. People just get curious, like, okay, they're doing it good, but it's not even their field. Some people are amazed by that, but it doesn't like make the content less, because it's the reality. I mean, if someone who is not living your life is able to relate to your life.
Yeah.
I think
you're pretty awesome if you can do that.
exactly. So
Pretty awesome.
it's a level of creativity to be able to,
Yes.
emulate someone's life. And the person is like, I can see myself in this person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's like what you do. And it's been nice so far. I mean, no, in 2025, you said that was when
1 year.
everybody got to know
Dafe
Dafe Richards.
Yeah,
So
yes,
how long did it take you, coming back into the industry?
Okay,
How long
great.
did it take you?
Okay, I would say that I don't think there was a big break, so to say, right? I would say that it's a gradual, progressive journey. Was it fast? Well, relatively, you can say that it was fast, right? But it is still a gradual journey. It's not like I moved from 0 to 10,000, right? Or from 10,000 to 50,000. Do you get it? So it is progressive. And one of the things that I think, or what I would say was contributing factors were just make the grass green and then the flock will come. So that's just it. Just make the grass green, make the content good, make the storytelling good, right? And then your audience will find you.
Yeah, for more details now, you said you've been there, you were there in 2021.
Yeah.
Then you took a break.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was voluntary, involuntary, but you took a break anyways. Then you came back in 2025. And if everyone knows you came into limelight in 2025, it looked like it was your first time on screen to a whole lot of people. I'm sure many people did not know you, but you had some loyal audience who journeyed with you even when you were on break. And when they saw your content again, they were interested.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this guy is back. Oh, with a new. So the question specifically now is, when you came back, you weren't coming as a newbie per se.
Yeah.
You're coming as someone who took a break and coming back into the industry.
Yeah.
How long did it? Because I could say it was less than a year because it was still in that 2025 that I got to know you. And it's not like I attended your school or knew someone that knew you. I just saw your post on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Oh, okay. So, and the moment random people start posting you, it means you're actually going viral. So the question is about how long do you have to make content back to back, maybe for 3, 4, 5 months, or how? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I said, I think we're having a conversation backstage before we started, and I said that the goal for me was just to consistently show up and to put out the next content.
Okay.
Right? To put out the next content. Make the storytelling better than the last time and put out the next content. And I said to you backstage, I said that I didn't have the desire to go viral before a certain period. And the certain period was that I wanted to have at least 20 posts first.
Okay.
Before any of my posts blow up. Maybe the 21st should then blow up and go viral.
Okay.
Reason is that when you go viral without having content that people, when they come to your page and then they can fall back to and be like, okay, great, this is what this guy is about. You leave people hanging. They don't know what you're about. And they won't, that virality may not necessarily convert.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, that was my ideology. Just put out as many content as possible. And then when that big break comes, it can meet you prepared. Okay. So that was my ideology. Basically.
So what number? You said 20 was your target. So what number? 30, 40, or that 20?
The second one.
The second post.
Yeah, the second post.
So how did you manage that kind of situation? I mean, you were looking at 20 as your target.
Yes.
And
And
the second one. So your caution was you're trying to make sure you have something people would see. So in that case,
so what happened
how
then
did you
was
do?
that, so after the second one went viral, I said, okay, Dafe, great. It means that we need to put out as many stuff as possible. We need to put out more content out. And so
it was a rush job. You just started loading.
I just kept loading it. I just kept doing more stuff. Yeah. So
that's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, on the street, they will call it grace. But it's not actually grace because you've been doing it for a long time. The experience is there. Yeah. Right. So, leaving and coming back, you're coming back fresh.
There was definitely grace, right? Because there was definitely grace. I will not downplay that.
Okay.
Because people can also do the same things that you do. And then they don't get to, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, it said that the race is not to the swift, not the battle to the strong. It doesn't mean that the person who wins the battle is not going to be strong.
Yeah, sure.
It's just that that's his opportunity and that's his time. Right? So, yeah.
Hard work plus grace.
Exactly.
I think that's a better way to put it.
Exactly.
Impressive.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot learned from that journey. But was there someone specifically you were looking up to at that time?
Yes, of course there are. I would like to say that I'm a product of the many people that have gone ahead of me and inspired what it is that I do today. There's creativity all around us. And I even feel safe when I want to venture into a thing and there are people who are already doing it or people who have done it before. Okay. It helps me to know that there is a future here. Yeah. And I will not get stranded or get stuck. Yeah. So definitely there are people that have inspired me. And you see, there's this thing about originality. Oh, I want to be the first. I want to be the first to do this. I want this to be my own idea. That originality thing is a myth, right? I stand to be corrected, by the way. But I will say this. The things that we have come to learn to do today, we learn them from seeing people do them. Of course. Right? How did you learn how to talk? You heard somebody talking. How did you learn how to walk? You saw somebody walking. How did you learn how to form a sentence? A sentence was first formed for you, and then you were given the freedom or the wisdom was inspired in you to be able to go ahead to form your own sentences, right? So we are all a product of someone else's work, right? In fact, I like to say this, right? That even human being, ourselves, we are a copy of God's work. Because
Yeah,
when God
of
was going to create us, he said, let us make man our own image. So you are a copy of God already. So why do you want to be original? So, right. So originality is a myth. We pick things from different places and then it goes ahead to form our own ideas.
Yeah.
So, of course, there are people who have inspired me. All of the many creators who have gone ahead of me, who are still in the industry, they've inspired me. The music artists, the painters, the spoken word artists, the teachers in school, the guy on First Class, different people have inspired me to become the person I am today.
Are there some of those people that you've worked with already or would, love to? There's someone I would actually like to see you on screen with.
Oh, yeah.
But let me hear
Who's
from
the
you
person?
first. let me hear from you first.
Okay, dead or alive?
Alive, dead, but
Let's even say both. Let's hear what
okay. No, from your own perspective.
Yeah, people
Okay,
that
I thought you were
I would
asking
love
about
to
the
work
person
with.
in mind. Oh yeah, of course.
Dead or
Dead
alive.
or alive, yeah.
Let's-
Okay.
You want to work with dead people?
No, not work. Like
No,
which
if they were
ones you got the chance to.
Well,
If
yeah.
they were alive.
Okay.
Number one person I would love to work with, if he were alive, was Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Why?
His creativity, discipline, how he pushed himself is out of this world. Michael Jackson is a legend.
Yeah,
He's
no doubt.
somebody, he's not just a legend, he was an icon. Not just music. When it comes to humanitarian activities, he was a legend. A very disciplined person when it comes to the work that he does. Nobody can achieve the feat that Michael Jackson reached without being disciplined, right? And the creativity out of this world, man.
Wow.
And then the aura, my God.
All right, yeah, that one's there.
Right. So I would have loved to work with, I don't know in what capacity, right?
Yeah.
But I would have loved to work with Michael Jackson.
I mean, if Michael Jackson were alive today,
Yeah.
I think you would come in. A creator working with another creator.
love to see what that would be, right?
There's an easy
Yeah.
flow. Maybe in another universe.
Okay.
That would work.
Right. Out of Nigeria, I would definitely love to work with Chris Rock.
Wait, what?
Chris Rock. Oh,
Chris
okay.
Rock.
I've loved Chris Rock from watching Everybody Hates Chris. Right. Just hearing his voice, do the narration, I'd fallen in love with him. Right. Another person, Trevor Noah. Right. Idris,
Trevor, yeah.
Yes, Idris Elba.
Elba.
My God, yeah. Great. I
Come
can go on and on.
Come on now.
Okay.
Nigerians.
Nigeria, people would love to work with in Nigeria. While I was in school, I was totally in love with Lasisi Elenu.
Yeah.
From-
Lasisi.
Hello, everybody. Something just happened right now.
Oh my God.
I would love to work with Lasisi Elenu, really. Lai Wasabi.
Lai.
Oh,
I was
great.
gonna say Lai. Yeah.
Yeah, we did something together last year.
Okay.
Though we
Really?
could not publish the full work.
Okay.
Right. It was Aproko Doctor, myself, and I in a content together to promote the Aproko Fest.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I would definitely love to. I love his work.
I would love to see that myself. I would really love
His
to see that.
spontaneity on sets was out of this world, man. We're holding ourselves back from laughing on set, just so we don't mess the audio.
Wow.
Right. So yeah, I would also love working live. My God, they're just a bunch of them. Desney, I love to work with Desney.
Disney.
yeah.
Yes.
Disney is.
Yeah.
A whole movie production
Let me just
on
say
Instagram
crazy.
reel.
Okay, great. Yeah. I could go on and mention people's names.
Yeah, just for an extra. The reason I really would love to see you and Lai create content is there's a way you make your content. Sometimes it feels like you're not trying to be funny. You're just like naturally funny. I mean, sometimes you don't even have to say much.
Thank you very much.
Someone like Lai.
Keep going.
Like, the world of content creation today, no jabs at anyone. But, everybody has their niche.
Yeah.
And people tend to, there was a time it was kind of scarce to find contents that are quite maybe relatable, that are very, very like intellectual. Like you see it, you laugh and you learn from
And
it.
you learn.
Do you understand? You're able to relate. You're able to see your story
not
in
just
someone
vibes.
else's, content.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, to the likes of Lai Wasabi, Taoma, and many others like that make contents like you guys. I think a whole lot of people at home love to watch contents like that. I mean, decent, that's the word there.
Yeah.
Decent and, entertaining, educating, and also, funny. So kudos to you and to everyone
Thank you
out
very
there
much.
too.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I really appreciate the
All
kindness.
right. I mean, it's really amazing, like my co-host said. I think one thing I found funny, I was checking your profile and I saw that you are a founder of Steve Works.
In bracket, online.
So is it just online now?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
founder.
is there a feature?
Tech founder online.
amazing.
future? Are you looking to like? In real life?
Yeah, are you looking to build a
you
tech
found
product?
Found something
To yeah.
in real life.
To
You
build
know what
a
I think
product.
about tech founders? They'll be like, my life is going smoothly. I
me
have a
bring
good job.
problems.
My bills are paid. I have a roof over my head. Nobody's really stressing me.
I need chaos.
I need chaos in my life.
Like-
Let me go found a company.
But they would say you're trying to solve a problem.
But you first see problem before you solve problem.
Wow.
Oh my God. I was even going somewhere with that. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, you're going to have, the perspective of an employer, until I noticed that there was no page actually linked to the Steve
Yeah,
Works.
it was just online.
And so I'm like, why wouldn't you link the page, I was going to...
So this is him saying he's trying to
Yeah,
avoid
it's
problem.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to avoid problems. Amazing. I think that's wisdom, actually, sometimes. So, but the question is, if you're trying to look at workplace productivity from the perspective of an employer and an employee, right? Do you think it's very much different in the way they view productivity, and how would you say both parties can be more productive in their parts, the parts they have to play? Do you get what I'm
That's a very
asking?
interesting question.
Yeah.
All right. I need to clear my throat for this one.
Okay.
That kind of sets us into the main conversation.
Yeah, because we're talking
That's a
about
very
workplace,
interesting question, right?
productivity.
Because was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, 2025. My entire department got fired. Yeah, shocked me too when they gave us the when they gave us the termination letter.
Like everyone.
Us, like
yeah, the entire team got fired. Now this was the place I was working at that inspired the 95 content.
Oh.
Yeah, it was toxic, right?
I knew it has to come from somewhere.
Okay.
Wow.
So we all got fired. Now, reason why we got fired was majorly because of this question. Now that you put it in perspective, now that you ask the question, it puts the experience in perspective. My employer or our employer viewed viewed productivity from a different perspective than where we were viewing productivity from. Now, once he was not getting that, he thought to himself that there's no point keeping these guys around if they are not being productive. But to us, we were actually killing ourselves trying to get the things running. We're being productive.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So how he was viewing it was different. How we were viewing it was different. And the problem basically was that, and many times it happens like that, employers see productivity in a different light. The employees are seeing productivity in a different light. You know why? Because there are no active communication as to say that this is what we are trying to achieve. And this will be the milestones for us to be able to track that we've achieved what we're trying to achieve. So this guy is trying to ensure that the Instagram post has more engagement. The employer is saying that I don't care about the engagement.
Conversion.
It needs to convert into credit in my account. Do you get it? Now, but are they putting in a lot of efforts to ensure that the engagement goes up? Of course they are. They are ensuring that they are shooting the content, they are making research, they are getting the gears and equipment that they need to get the content and the engagement up. They are in the comment section responding to comments just to ensure that they get the engagement. But the employer is like, you've done rubbish.
Wow.
But have they been productive? To them, they have. To the employer, they've not been productive.
How about the end goal? Like, what's going on with the company in the end? Is the company making progress?
So that is where so many employers only view productivity from the aspect of, if it does not get us, if it doesn't increase our revenue, you all are not productive. It's a communication problem, right? So we need to understand that, the employer needs to explain to his employees that this is where we are going. While what you're doing is fantastic and great, this is what you're going to be tracked by. This is what we're going to see. And the truth is, if an employee can be productive in one area, it means that they have the capacity to also be productive in other areas.
Yeah.
If you can be patient enough to explain to them. In Africa, we have a culture of, we grew up in homes where you really cannot ask questions.
yes.
I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was like, in the home where I grew up, sorry, I saw a son. We're having a conversation, mature people conversation, not really, not like mature people conversation. I mean that we're just talking stuff that an African parent or an African will not have the patience to explain to a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? We have gone deep into the conversation. We're talking about the GDP
or inflation
how,
and all that.
how subsidy removal has helped Nigeria's economy, or hasn't helped Nigeria's economy.
Yeah.
And then the 5-year-old comes and is like, what are you talking about? As an African, the African inside of you cannot be patient enough to explain to the 5-year-old that we're actually talking about inflation and the economy of Nigeria. Right? You'll be like, my friend said,
it's knowledge to be acquired, not knowledge to acquire in the moment.
Exactly. So now, then I did a flashback to the fact that this was how I grew up. You cannot, your parents are discussing something and then you come and say,
even be there
what
looking.
I would say, the way they will show you.
Look.
Now,
You just know.
that followed us into becoming adults and becoming team leads and employers. And so we don't have the patience to explain to our employees that this is where we are going and this is how we are going to get there and this is what productivity means and this is what we should do. So you just tell your employees that we need to get this done, we need to get it done by COB. And then they're like, okay, great. And then they hit a blocker in trying to get it done. They genuinely wanted to do it, but they hit a blocker. And they're like, okay, you know what? I've hit a blocker. I'll continue tomorrow. But you as the employer come the next day and you're like, oh, I asked you to get this thing done yesterday, but you didn't get it done. And they're trying to explain, no, I hit a blocker. They're like, I don't care if you hit a blocker. If they knew the importance of what we're trying to achieve, when they hit that blocker, they were going to come to you and say, oh, I was trying to achieve this thing, but I hit this blocker, right? What do you think we can do about it? Or what should I do? Or they will move the earths, they will move mountains to ensure that they bypass that blocker and get the job done. Why? Because you're able to communicate to them how important what they are going to do is to the company. So productivity can be channeled into different directions if there are no proper communication within the team.
So from what I've heard you say, it seems like employers view productivity more in terms of revenue generation and employees view it more in lines of effort and, what they just get done that is related to what they're supposed to do, whether or not it translates into conversion. All right. And you emphasized on something, effective communication, being patient enough to communicate, okay, this is how we're going to track this. This is the impact of what you're doing.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that, actually. I think a lot of us are going to learn. A lot of the viewers as well. So Clement.
Let's talk about your experience as an employee now. That was just one. I want to believe that's one of many others, right?
Yeah.
So what do you take me for now? That I've had a lot of terrible experiences.
No, you need to be able to back up any 9-to-5 experience. So, president.
Exactly.
So, based on, it might not be your personal experience.
Yeah,
maybe things you've seen with friends and all that. The productivity and how employers affect it. We're still in that line.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about how employers affect the productivity of employees.
Yeah.
Now, of course, every Nigerian will start with money. Because I'll be like, how much are you paying me that you want me to?
Actually,
You understand? So every Nigerian will want to start with money. Like, I'm working as a social media manager, for instance, now.
Yeah.
And everybody knows. In fact, you hear 150K. That's like the standard price now. 150K for like roles like that.
Yeah.
So some people feel like they're worth more. And, because of the hustle and the state of the economy, the country at large, some people will just take the role. Okay, let me just take this for the time being. But because you're not being paid the value of your work, some people don't put enough effort into the job, which affects how the employer reacts to their own productivity.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Of course I
So
do.
for that kind of system that is there, that is not the fault. We can't actually blame the employer. We can't exactly or entirely blame the employee. Yeah. But where we can blame the employee would be in term of agreement. You agreed to get the job done for this pay. Yeah. It's in that. But we all know sometimes you just take it for taking sake. And so I don't die, let me just survive with this. So how are you going to describe how some employees feel like it's unfair for, employers to demand the quality
Of work.
From employees based on pay? Let's start with the finance now, based on pay.
Okay. I'm going to say something that may be very uncomfortable for some persons to hear, but I'll say it. Do not let money affect the quality of work that you deliver. Never let money be what would determine the quality of work. Let your person be the driving force for what determines your quality of work. Because at the end of the day, right, nobody's going to hear that the reason why they did a terrible job was because they paid them something that was below par. No. The money, when they say that, when they ask who did this work, they're not going to say, oh, is that 50,000 naira?
Yeah, of course.
It is your name that will be mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? Now, as long as you've agreed to do a job for the remuneration or whatever, or even if it was changed that, oh, we're going to pay you this before, but we're not paying this to you again. If it is not a product, say is a service that is within your control to deliver on, to deliver good on, it's either you say that, oh, I cannot deliver the quality of work, this quality of work based on this agreement now, I need to back out. Okay. It's better you back out than to then do something that is below par, substandard, and then you blame it on the fact that it is money.
Yeah.
Do not let money be the reason why you do terrible job, because your name is on the line. And the interesting thing is that, it's funny because I did a content about a good name is better than riches. So I'm about to say something in line to that, right? Truly, a good name is better than riches because the good name is going to get you into doors.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
And if you are somebody that is known to reduce quality because of money, you will not really have a good reputation. And in this work ecosystem, referral is king.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Right? Referral is king. Many of the jobs that you desire, you will not see them on paper. You won't see them. You won't see anybody hiring for it. It takes somebody to mention your name in rooms.
Yeah.
Then they give it to you. But if you've done a terrible job because of pay, your name will not be mentioned in such rooms. So I would say that charge what you're comfortable with. Charge what you believe that you deserve and what you believe that you deserve to earn, right? And once that is locked, go ahead to do your best work. Because it even gives you leverage to be able to charge higher or to negotiate higher and say that, you know what, I've done this work, I've done this amount of work. I think that I deserve to be paid this amount of money, right? But do not let money be the reason why you do a terrible job. Do a great work regardless. In fact, go ahead to do your best work when you are doing a volunteering job or you are doing pro bono or you're doing a free job for someone. Just go ahead to do your best work. Always have that drive or that philosophy that I'm going to do an excellent job regardless of who is watching, regardless of how much they're paying me here. Yeah.
Okay. That's well nailed. Talking about the finance.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the environment that employers create.
Yeah.
Environment in the case of criticism, adding more workload to, what you were employed to do.
Yeah.
Social media manager, being the graphics designer, for instance, being the content creator, voice over artist, video editor. You know how they bombard social media managers with work.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone would, I know social media managers would be happy to hear me because it sounds like advocacy for them. But yeah, talking about that part, there are other roles that, of course, you get too much work. But you see, that one has been a pandemic for it's been a pandemic for years, honestly. And I know you can attest to it as well. So let's talk about the environment created by employers. We're not attacking employers, of course. We're just trying to talk about what it's like for now.
It's even normal to do all of those roles as a social media manager.
Yeah.
Let's start with that.
Great. So I'm going to start with this little story. I had a conversation with somebody 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I got him a job, right? A big brother, like somebody that I regard to, Yoruba will call it Egbon.
Yeah, Egbon, yeah.
Right? Was trying to hire a videographer, right, for a role. So I got him to, I spoke to him, I have somebody. Oh, sorry, he reached out to me, Dafe, do you have anybody? I said, yes, I do have somebody. And I got him the interview and he got hired. And this was months ago. Then 2 weeks ago, he came to me and was like, you needed to talk to me about some things that have been going on where I was working, and he explained these things to me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? First of all, we need to understand why we get all of the rants on social media that, social media managers, their work should be separated from content planners. You need to understand the dynamic of where you currently work. Where you work, right? How many are you on the team? You're 4 on the team, which means that the business is just starting. Probably the business started 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Can they afford to split these roles? No, they cannot. Right? Now, do you have an understanding? And these are questions that people need to ask. Because many times, especially because of the dynamism of the country where we find ourselves, people are more concerned about survival than building a career path. So you get into the job that you agreed to do. And then you realize that, okay, this is the reality of it all, right? And then you now begin to look for ways to back out. So questions that you need to ask, how many people are on the team? What am I going to be doing? If it's a startup, know that It is your JD, and as the employer, will have you do.
Amazing.
Exactly. So you need to understand the dynamism of where you work, the uniqueness of where you work, and that begins to inform the kind of things that they will have you do your job role, right? If it's a standard organization where they have offices all over, they have a building, they have different departments, then you now can begin to talk about the fact that, this is not my job role, this is my job role, let's separate it. But if it's a startup, and that's the truth, it's the reality. Why it sounds like it's cruel, but that's the truth. A startup, if you're working with a startup, they're looking for people that can get in the mode with them and help them to build the business from the ground up. While I'm not in support of using people beyond their threshold or not compensating people well, right? If you're working at a startup that is building from the ground up, you may need to do a lot of things that are outside your job description, and that's just the truth.
And
Right.
do you consider that to be like normal?
Like I said again, if you have agreed that, okay, this is a startup and they explain to you that especially when you hear that, we cannot pay you what you're worth.
Okay, yeah, that's something
You know
you
that
say.
you are gonna you know that you're getting your feet dirty, right? So it's not. I would encourage employers to, if you know that you cannot employ so many people, right? Employ a few people, but pay those few people well.
Well,
You
yeah.
understand it? Because you're gonna have them do different
Do
things
more
for
than-
you.
yeah.
So pay them well, right? And continually reassure them, and do not create an environment where they are not happy to work. Because when people are not happy, that's when they remember that you're not paying them well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Based off everything you said, if you could simplify everything into like a productivity formula that our viewers can apply to their own work situations or approach work from, what would it be or what would they be? Like tips.
That's a very interesting question. Different, principles are
Yeah.
like general, right? But the environments where we apply these principles, they differ.
Yes.
So, but first of all, first thing that you need to do, that's why the first week where you start a new job, you need to understand what was working there before and what is not working. You cannot just come and say that I want to do new stuff. You need to understand what is working here. I'm not a fan of generating new ideas when we've not established the one that already works. So what is working, you need to first understand that. What processes has worked here before you try to come in with your own, we're trying to come in and bamboozle and, create impressions, right? So you need to understand what works first. Then a very important conversation to also have is that what does the business want to achieve? What will be that thing should not just be an interview question when they say that, do you have any question for us? And you're like, okay, what do you want to achieve as a business? It should be something that you genuinely want to know. So that by the time you hit the ground running, you know where the business is headed. And then you tailor your own goals to where the business is headed. Whatever it is that you want to achieve or you want to make an impression or bamboozle for should be in the line of what the business wants to achieve, right? And when you're able to do that, fantastic guys have given us principles on how we can stay productive and help. Pareto has given us the 80-20 principle. Forgotten the name of this one that's talk about breaking your work into 20-20 minutes chunk.
Yes.
So there are different people. Then that can then come in play. But if you don't have a goal and a vision of where you're going to, all those productivity principles and productivity tips, they really will not help you. So the major productivity tip is to understand where the business is headed, and then tailor your own goals towards that place. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's a good one. I think everyone here can actually try that out. I will be trying that out. So finally, we don't actually have like so much time left, but I don't know if you can maybe answer this in say 30 seconds.
Okay.
So there are 9-to-5ers who are actually doing the 9-to-5 as a means of survival.
Yeah.
Who are passionate about content creation.
Okay.
How do you think they can, like, briefly create a balance and be productive on both ends?
Okay, balance is a myth. We can just find how do we do everything together, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. At the time I started creating content, I had an active job where I had to resume to physically, right? So I would shoot content in the night. I was telling you before we started that there was a time, the 9-to-5 job role anonymous thing.
Yeah.
I shot the content to 3:30 in the morning, right? And I was going to resume work that same morning, right? So you just need to find pockets of time because I can't use my employer's time, the time my employer paid for to do content and to create content, right? It will be a breach of my contract. So I had to do it at my own time. Do you get it? So if you want to do it, just decide that you want to do this and then find other, because we have other pockets of time. You watch movies, you have other activities that you do. So if you really want to do this, you will make time for it. There truly is no time to do anything, but we make time for the things that are important to us.
There's truly no time. Nobody exactly gets ready. Gratitude to you for coming
Thank you.
on the Workflow
guys.
podcast.
Thank you very much for
having me. There's a lot learned already and a lot coming. But I'm very sure this isn't the last time we're going to be having a view of you. I won't be having a view of you. This is not the last time. I'm so
Definitely not.
So hopefully we meet somewhere else. And so thank you. And for our viewers, I hope they are able to follow us. No, I hope you guys should follow us. Let's get the conversation going every day, every time. The conversation doesn't stop. We're talking about workspace experience and all that. So guys, don't stop. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming. Sharon, what do you have to say?
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all that we've learned. And have a lovely, 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 lovely time outside of this.
Yeah. All right. So, Dafe Presido. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, guys. My name is Dafe Richards, and I'm live here at the Workflow podcast. Just had an interesting conversation with Clems and Sharon. And if you're looking for a place to hear interesting conversations on workplace and everything in between, you need to tune into the Workflow podcast by Team Owale Studios. Thank you. My name is Dafe Richards. Follow us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Till we meet again. Bye for now.